Good morning, people. Afternoon, evening, depending on your location on the global map. This is Crypto Alaji speaking, the CEO of Ibada Digital Academy Limited, and a senior executive member of Novatech FS, talking from the city of Abuja, here in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I'm here this time to talk about 20 ways through which you can identify a genuine or legit online business. 20 ways. But possibly you may be exhausting the first 5 ways. The first is identification. Can you identify that very company anywhere in the world? For instance, this identification test, very many companies failed when it comes to it. Like somebody was telling me, is your company like MMM? I was like, wow, MMM is not a company. And check very well. All those people that promoted that online business, none of them got alert, a corporate alert from MMM, whether through the payment system of payment gateway of cryptocurrencies or fiat money. There is no alert that comes from an organization called MMM. What you see or what we saw that time was someone seeking for help from Nigeria getting a help from someone in Ghana who he never met and never knew. So there was no corporate alert through any payment gateways, either via cryptocurrency or fiat money. That's bank alert, as the case may be. That's number one. Number two, so many other online businesses that have come and gone. Most of them are not even corporate entity. When I say corporate entity, I mean they do not have the force of the law in their country of domiciliation. So many of them are not registered company, even in their own host countries. So you can't find them as registered legal entity anywhere in the world. And yet they operate as online companies without identifications. So what happens is that once they are able to pay the fat promises made to early comers, the crowd will rush in and they will run away with their money. So we have a problem of identification. You can't identify them. You can't find them as corporate entity anywhere in the world. So for a genuine, legit business, somehow, somewhat, at least it will be registered as a corporate entity in one specific country or many countries, as in some other cases. I've seen a company that is registered, for instance, in UK and will of course also come to Nigeria and get registered, or even other countries apart from its registered country of domiciliation. The second one is that of credibility of the management. Credibility and anonymity of the management. Very many management team members of online businesses are faceless. You can't find them as existing human being anywhere. Sometimes they use pseudonyms, that you could hardly find anywhere. So When you see a company whose CEO and members of their management team are anonymous, are not clearly known individuals that existed in their various countries, excuse me, they know for a fact that such company is a high risk territory. So for a very legit business, you need to know who is the CEO. You need to know who are other members of the management team. And you need to check them out to find out what their antecedent was. You know, if they could be read anywhere, even at most on Google, if you could Google their name and find anything useful, anything leading that could suggest that they are human beings that existed with a clear-cut identification. You know, so that is number 2. So for any legit business, you will find the CEO as a known person, as someone who is clearly known, and someone who could be read, someone who could be, seen, on publications, on Google, and on, identifiable documents that they existed. Number three, when you do your profiling with the embassy of the said country of domiciliation of members of the management team, you will get a very good response as to the certainty of their identity and of also their moral prowess. For instance, if a company has an American as a CEO, why don't you check out the American embassy? Or, either in your own country or in the US. You will find out whether this personality existed and whether they are credible persons, has members and founders of that very company in question. That is number 3. And number 4, and very importantly, look out for their promises. Some companies will promise fixed percentage, fixed elaborate percentage has profits. This is a red flag already. Because if trader is not known or does not know his profit before going to the market. So anytime, this is a normal business ethics, that unless and until you get to the market, you would know your profit. So when you see a company giving out or doling out a fixed profit margin, this already is a red flag for you. You should look very well before you leap. Otherwise, they will be robbing Peter to pay Paul. And when Peter refused to be robbed, eventually Peter can no longer be paid. Number 5, before I call it a day on this segment. Number 5, and very importantly, they will tell you, invest a certain amount and for certain duration, and you will renew because your account would have expired as at that time. For instance, you do an investment, you earn for 200% of your capital, or 300% as the case may be, and your initial capital has expired. You will need to